let's talk about Timbaland. And everybody is hating. So let me go on Instagram to see what the people are saying on Instagram. So, Timbaland. I found it very interesting. All right, so he had 9,000 comments, and they all were more or less saying the same thing. So let me show it to you. So what he said was, Timbaland announced new AI entertainment company and reveals Tata as his first artist. He also introduced a new genre called A-pop. All right. James Carter said, this is one of the greatest producer of hip-hop music. Yes, he is. So, to me, I'm like, yeah, makes sense, you know. Now look at the comments. Wait, let me read some of the comments. So, shaking my head. I'm gonna say it again. I swear I love you, bro, but this ain't it. Do you not realize what's going on in the world? Your voice is powerful and way too important to do anything like this. Why not sign one of the artists you've been live streaming with? This could have been the dream come true for somebody. Congratulations, you are the first to openly admit to ruining music more than it already is. I'm sad it had to be you. Never seen so many negative comments on a post. Well deserved. Oh, cool. An artist that doesn't need to be paid. Ciao, ciao. As an artist, you should understand the importance of keeping art human. This ain't it. 8 billion people on this planet. Why? We don't want it. Nah. Big L. I don't support AI replacing artists and producers. I love you, Timbo, and I'm here for the future. But Tata ain't it. Give real people more chances. I'm hating this idea. I don't like this, brother. This ain't it, Unc. This is fucking insulting, man. Oh. Honestly, I think this is a smart move. Everyone freaking out about what's inevitable. Timbaland created an artist he can have full creative control over, but isn't that exactly what labels already do? They shape your image, take your rights, and control the narrative. This is just a digital version. And no, it doesn't take away from real artists. If anything, it should push us to adapt and use the tools too. No human equal no artistic process, bon, etc., etc., etc. You get what is happening. Everybody is pissed off at Timbo because, yeah, he's doing an AI artist. So, what up, Osvaldo? Urban Street Spotty said he doesn't want to deal with people. Herb Razor was doing something like this years ago. What is my opinion? Let me tell you one thing. I'm gonna try to think about it from the point of view of somebody who kind of understand disruption, because I've been part of a few disruptions. Back in the days when CDs were disappearing. I mean, they were not disappearing. What happened was that one day I read an article online back in 2000. It was an article about somebody that invented a way to compress the file that was a WAV file, which is a song. When you turn an analog song into digital, it is a WAV high quality file that is around 40 megabytes. And one day I read an article, so probably 2000, 2001, and this article was saying that with this new technology called MP3, and then there was another guy called Jérôme Rota who sold his thing to, was a French guy. He sold his thing for billions to Microsoft. He created the WMA format, which is two compression format. He was reducing a WAV file of 40 megabytes to 4 megabytes. So to 10% of the size, which would save space in a hard drive. Because today, what you guys know is that you can buy a drive like this. Let me show you. Today, you can drive, this here is every song that Sushiro created the last 20 years. This is a backup of all the Sumi albums, Eligio's albums, ABG album, Kaysha albums. And this is, I think it's a 2 terabyte drive. So 2 terabytes can go inside of something that is the size of a credit card, right? So this is one of my backups. I have another one here. These here is the 900 vlogs that I ever did on this. There's 900 vlogs here. All my vlogs episode that you can see on my YouTube channel, they're all here, right? So today, these drive cost 200 euros, okay? But back in the days, in 2001, you had to buy a drive of this size. I don't know if you can see here. Those are the old backups here. You had to buy a drive like this with 100 megabytes, and it would cost you around 1,000 euros just for 100, I don't know, let's say, 100 gigabytes. And for 100, maybe you could have like 20 megabytes or 200 megabytes. And it's from Samsung. I forgot, Urban Sweet Spot, the name of the I'll send you the link. Ask me on IG. So at that time, what people were saying was, hey, when this technology is possible, it's going to be easier for everybody to be able to store music in their drives, because back in the days, the music was inside of CDs. And now we have the possibility to, so in a CD, if you had 10 songs, this was 400 megabytes. And a 1 terabyte drive didn't even exist. The maximum was 500 megabytes or gigabytes. I don't remember. Time have passed. So at that time, the space, the real estate inside of a computer, you don't understand. Nowadays, you buy a computer for 500, it comes with 1 terabyte of hard drives. At that time, it came with 100 and something gigabytes, or maybe less than that. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe so listen, you don't remember, but one day, let me remind you, for those who don't know. This was let me see. This was the ad. This was the ad from Apple. This was the ad from Apple. iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. This was the ad. It was, yo, can you imagine? You're gonna be able to have 1,000 songs in your pocket. That was what people were telling you to sell the iPod, because it was impossible at that time to be able to do that. And how did Apple do this? They had is because Toshiba, I believe, or Samsung, I don't remember, they created a drive that was small enough that you could put with this technology, that was the MP3, plus the size of the drive, you could put 1,000 songs. So 1,000 songs was 4,000 megabytes. So an iPod probably had, I don't remember what is, let me ask ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, how much was the size of the hard drive of the first iPod? The first iPod had 5 gigabytes. So it could take approximately 1,000 songs in MP3 format. So at that time, the MP3 was a revolution because an iPod could only have 100 songs. So at that time, nobody thought in their head that they would have 1,000 songs. So everybody started curating their collection. You know, you had like 1,000 songs available of space. So yeah, one album of Kaysha, one album of this, one album of that, Michael Jackson album, Stevie Wonder, Kofi Olomide, XYZ. Everybody in their iPod had their songs that you could select, right? But then I read another article in 2000. There was an article about, so when was, there was an article about a new technology called ADSL, which means asymmetric digital subscriber line. And it was developed in the late 80s and started to be launched in the 90s. But I remember that they really started talking about it in the end of the 90s. And they were saying that the internet, when everybody goes to ADSL, so that was before fiber optical. The internet was slow, but they were saying with this technology, the internet would go 10 times the size, the speed of how it was at that time. And okay, let me explain to you how my brain works. My brain works like this. I see one thing, I see another thing, and then in the future, I see both of them. And then I'm like, oh. So when I said to myself, so wait a minute, they're gonna make hard drives soon that have 10 times the space that we have. They're gonna make music 10 times less the space, and they're gonna make the internet 10 times faster. In my head, I just said, okay, it means that in 5-10 years, the somebody can download a song. Because remember, downloading a song or an album of somebody at that time as a pirate, to pirate somebody's song, you had to wait, I don't know, 3 hours to have all the songs, because it was 40 megabytes on slow internet. Now, if the internet end, you could not download that much because your hard drive didn't have enough space. Look at those drives. Look at the size of this. Now, imagine that back then in these drive, at 40 megabytes, you could maybe store, I don't know, 100 of them, but that would fill your whole computer. Now imagine all of a sudden, every song is 10 times smaller and the drives get 10 times bigger. Now you can have, I remember when they start talking about gigabytes. I was like, gigabytes? 100 gigabytes? That's a lot of songs you can put in there. With MP3s, that's 10 times more song you can put in there. If you have 100 gigabytes with MP3s, you can put 10,000 songs in there. And now if you have high-speed internet, instead of downloading one album in 2 days, you can download an album, I don't know, in an hour, 30 minutes. So if you cannot download an album in 30 minutes, this means that instead of downloading one album in a day, you might download 30 albums. One day I went to my ex, Peggy. I go to Peggy's house and I arrive there at night and I look at her computer. She had her computer downloading like 20 movies, albums, everything. And everything was downloading like peer-to-peer, a bunch of stuff. And then soon as something was done downloading, the computer had a CD burner, burning everything into a CD. Then she would take it, put it in a library. And then she had a bunch of CD-ROMs with movies, music, and everything. And I was like, what are you doing, Peggy? Yeah, I'm downloading the things I like. I said, you're supposed to buy them. And she was like, and she replied to me, and that's when I understood the world. She replied to me, it's free. Why should I pay for it if it's free? And I was like, And I remember going to my agent in Portugal. I went to Bruno Beleza. And he took me to Praça de Espanha, where we used to sell all the CDs and stuff. And I told him one day in 2004, I told him, CDs are dead. And he replied to me, you crazy? People will never stop listening to CDs. And I was like, bro, CDs are dead, trust me. Because you can see in the future, if you understand the calculation of smaller songs plus more space in drive plus faster internet equals the death of CDs, because people now can store the songs in their computers or their iPods and now in their phones. In this phone, I have 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte. I have thousands, probably 30,000 photos in a phone. High quality. I can video call my dad who's in Abidjan right now or in Paris. So, and I remember saying to all these people too, hey, if the internet continues to go fast and faster, because one day I read, this is the new technology for fast internet. It's fiber optic. Internet will now go to, you will be able to download 1 gigabyte in 10 seconds. I was like, 1 gigabyte in 10 seconds? That's when I told people, if this happens, people will not have CDs, and they will not even need to download music, because they will be able to just listen to it on the fly as a stream. It gets downloaded in the memory of your computer, you play it, and then it gets removed from the cache. And everybody was telling me, you are crazy. And then as the internet got fast, YouTube started. Skype got killed by WhatsApp. Selling CDs got killed by iTunes. iTunes got killed by streaming, Spotify, etc., etc. And then I remember sitting one day with an actor and telling him, cinemas are dead. And I said this 15 years ago. And this guy was pissed. He was an actor. I will never let you say that. Cinema will never stop. I was like, bro, listen, I like going to the movies. I'm from the generation of people who discovered Star Wars in the cinema. But one day, TVs will be big enough. So remember, 15 years ago, a huge TV was 42 inch. 42 inch was amazing. My screen here is 42 inch. And back in the days, 42 inch was 20,000 euros. Now 42 inch, everybody has this in their kitchen. Flat screen. But I was telling this guy, bro, one day the internet will be so fast that people will stop going to the movies, because they will be able to do the movies experience from home. I'm not saying that people will stop having love for leaving their house and going to see a movie. But a lot of people, especially the generations that will be born with the internet, with the streaming, what they will do is they will just have a big screen, a big TV, like the one I have in my office or the one in my living room, which is 85 inch. You turn off your lights, you get in your sofa, you take some popcorns that you order from Uber that didn't exist, Uber Eats, and then you have cinema at home. And you can stream the movie. And for now, when the movie comes in the theaters, I think they wait a month or less before also having it on streaming. But trust me, one day everything will come out at the same time. You will have the choice if you want to see from home, stream, or if you want to go to the movies, or if you want to see in your glasses. Everybody will have the choice, because technology is doing this. Technology doesn't care about all your emotions. And what I've been seeing the last 30 years that I've been active as a businessman, as an artist, as a producer, as a creator, I've seen a lot of jobs get destroyed from disruption from technology, the internet, and I've seen a lot of new jobs appear. For example, people are listening to me from the USA, from Africa, from Portugal, from France, from Asia, from XYZ. This would have cost $100,000 to create this show. Just the quality of the camera, you can see we have cinema quality, looks like a music video, the lights, etc. Today, this camera that I use costs, I think, with the lens 1,005, and everything else is just, all I'm paying is electricity, because technology made it affordable to create this. So I can speak to people around the world from technology, and I'm streaming to you. And I started doing live shows probably 15 years ago because I follow the technology fast. See, Burkina Faso is watching, Angola is watching. So yes, internet is changing the world. And when I see all the comments, let's go back to, because I did a long ass intro. Let's go back to Timbaland. What you see here is something that I've seen my whole life. When you are an innovator and you are somebody that's interested in what is new, the people who like the status quo, and who will be lost when things move, they will come and try to force you to not do what you want to do with your money. And they will say the usual things. We made you, or what about the real artists of flesh and bones? Yeah, what about them? I am, me, Timbaland, my own person. I didn't say I don't work with humans anymore. That's not what he said. He said, I'm doing a new thing with an AI artist, and I'm trying new stuff. He didn't say I don't work with people no more. He said, hey, I'm gonna use this technology and see what we can do with it. But everybody is saying, no, don't do it, because we don't want. So I remember having a conversation with Shada, who's an amazing DJ. And I told him, what you can do as a DJ, everybody can do it. And I remember he got pissed off. He was like, what you mean? I said, bro, playing two records, syncing them together and fading from one to the other, which is DJing, everybody can do it nowadays, because you get Tractor and it auto syncs for you. He start telling me, yeah, but this is like auto-tune. I was like, bro, listen, I understand what you're saying. I'm not telling you it's good or bad. What I'm telling you is it's here. If it's here, the people who don't know how to do what you do will use these tools, and you're gonna have a lot of new DJs that will be able to do what you do without having to understand how to play with the vinyl so that they play together at the same time. You will just hit the sync button, and he was like, but that's cheating. I said, bro, listen, it's there, it's a tool. It's just like auto-tune. When I discovered auto-tune, I started singing. And before knowing it existed, I was rapping, because I was like, I don't know how to sing. I don't think I can sing like all the great singers that I know. But auto-tune was there. I tried. And at the time, people were like, oh yeah, this is fake. And now it's just part of music. And today is the same thing. Today, when you are a club and you want to hire a DJ, you're gonna have you're gonna want to hire not a DJ because he knows the craft, but a DJ because he's gonna do what you need in his club, which is play the music, have the people be happy. Half of them are drunk anyway, and just play my songs and go from one song to the other. From time to time, yeah, I'll ask for somebody that has a name, but yeah, if my resident can do it, I don't care. And listen, trust me, when somebody will invent an AI DJ for clubs, it's over. Because when you're gonna have a club that can play all the music that's available in the world, and the club owner just said, okay, tonight is this style of music, and boom, 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 and hey, if in the app of the club, you can pay $5 or $10 to listen to the song you like, as long as it's in the style of the night, and you just pay, and the DJ will just pick up and play whatever has to be played, and that's it. We go to a Zouk club, it will play all the Zouk in the world, and we'll know what works, and people in their phones can say, we liking the music or not, or whatever. When this will happen, it's gonna be just like in the hotels now. In the hotels, you don't have DJs. They have a place that they hire DJs, but there's a lot of places where they just play a Spotify playlist. I know it because I make a lot of money from this. From some of my songs, the instrumental ones that you're hearing a Spotify playlist in the back. Listen, all this music, this is my instrumental music, and this music, it gets played in hotels. So the question is always, are you taking the train or not? You can yell as much as you want. It's not going to change anything. So there's a second thing that I'm hearing. There's a second thing that I'm hearing. Let me look at the comments first. What up? Many people will be bitter at AI, but at the end, they'll all have to join the movement. You know it. Urban Sweet Spot is saying they still need a person because AI is not perfect. It still makes mistakes. Of course. And people do too. And at a point, the thing is, AI will make mistakes and then correct until it arrives to a level. And yeah, listen, maybe the DJ will be now the person who handles the AI. Because yeah. It's just that jobs sometimes they don't get destroyed. They just get transformed, right? OP Seeker is saying many DJ already play pre-recorded sets. Some festival even require it, maybe for the sync with the images. But yeah, the best way to be heard by AI is to resist it. What's going to happen to the DJs now? They will adapt or perish. So now let me talk to you about another thing that I've been thinking about when I've been listening and seeing all the comments from all the artists. First of all, I'm going to do the critic of the artists. Then I'm going to do the critics of the fans. Pilo, what up? I was looking. Yeah, I was at your live today. You have numbers, huh? So, one question for artists first. I believe that artists have this emotional reaction because they are seeing their elite status taken away from them. Take Pilo here. Pilo, whenever I want a saxophone played, I'll go directly to Pilo because he's the best saxophone player that exists in the world. He's better than Jeremy, etc., Groover Washington, all of them. He's better than all of them. And he just plays the saxophone as if he was breathing. You send him a beat. Listen, I went to Pilo in the studio. The video is on my YouTube. I go with Pilo in the studio in Portugal. He comes to the studio and I make him listen to the song one time. And then he's like, you can record. I'm like, already? He's like, yeah. Take his saxophone out. Boom. Boom. I was like, yo, we did like 7 songs in, I don't listen, not even 1 hour. Listen, where are these videos? Where are these videos? Wait. Kaysha. What happened to my mic? Wait. Feels like my microphone went down or something. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Oh, it's my headphones. So wait, let me see. Kaysha Pillow Studio. Let me see. Recording with Pillow. There it is. All right, look. Look at. Oh wait. Let me do it. Let me do it the right way. So, how do I call the navigator here? New shape overlay, new widget, new. I'm coming. Don't worry. Let me see if it works. I don't know if I did the right thing or not. No, I didn't. All right, that's not what I wanted to do. Listen, I'm gonna do the right way. There it is. So look at this guy. Look at how this guy records. Wait, there he is. Oh yeah, I'm here in the studio with Pillow. We're about to record a song between me, him, and AC Jordan that we decided that we would do in 10 days. So play something. This guy's, yeah, we're done. This guy's a monster. Listen, this guy is a monster. He plays saxophone as if, yeah, right? And let's say that one day I have an AI that, listen, when I work with Pillow, that's my boy. Whenever I need from him, he does it fast. Whenever he needs from me, we do it fast. So I know if I need a saxophone, I can ask him now. I have it in 2 days. Now, let's say I have an AI that can do me saxophone as good as Pillow, but in 10 seconds. In the business brain or in terms of productivity, you're just going to be like, click, click. Oh, it's there. Oh, perfect. And you know, convenience always wins. Convenience always wins. That's how Spotify became better than piracy, because all of you guys were complaining about, oh, yo, the money's not going to the pockets of artists. Like, all of you were pirates until Spotify said, hey, listen, 10 a month and you can listen to everything in the world. All of a sudden, all of you were able to were able to record. Sorry, to listen to music. And the problem is this. At a point, we reach a threshold, and at that threshold, when it's impossible to know the difference between an AI artist and a real person, it's over not because of your emotions. It's over because of the artist, the people who are the elitist, etc., are not the listeners. These people are not the people who will listen to that music. My daughter is 7 years old. When she's gonna be 15, AI music will be everywhere. And there will be no way to know if the DNA of this music is organic or digital, or if it's both. And all you can do is be prepared for this world and see where you're gonna place yourself. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna use it? Are you gonna decide that, oh no, I just wanna listen to real people? But how will you know the difference? How will you know? Let me play you a song. Let me play you a song. Masters, I'm gonna play you this song. It's not out yet. It's coming out in 3-4 weeks. But listen to this. I produced that music, but listen to this.
Mexeu comigo, no caos virou meu abrigo. Olhar sincero, coração, me deu amor sem condição. Cansei de ilusão, agora é pé no chão. Ele me vê real, nosso amor é leal. É de verdade, é diferente, não é só corpo, é alma e mente. Ele me ama como sou. Quente, calmo, bate no peito, acende o salmo. O mundo pode até julgar, mas ele veio pra ficar.
All right. The name of this artist is Luana Ray. And let me show you her picture. Where is she? There's one, Luana Ray. Let me show you a picture, photo studio, Luana Ray. Let me pick a nice photo of her for you. All right, there she is. There she is. And she's AI. Everything you heard, I can hear it. But when it's in the club, give it another 2 years, you will not see the difference. I'm gonna release that track. I'm gonna release her. I'm gonna do her Instagram. Listen, actually, matter of fact, this is a song that I did in duet with my AI artist. Where's this song? It came out Friday. It's called Kaysha. The sun always shines on me. Listen to the song again. So. The sun is going down one day. Again, I did the music. Got it by the light we're meant to be.
Sono hikari de yoru wo kerashite watashi tachi wo nakami e michibite.
All right, Japanese lyrics. I needed somebody to sing in Japanese, so yeah, I created somebody. And you want to follow her on Instagram? There she is. She's here on Instagram. Tsukaya Ozawa. You can follow her Instagram. And yeah, there she is. I can even animate her. I can see it's fake. But when I look at this photo, and the goal for me is not to replace real people. Even if I've worked with a lot of real people and they are a pain in the ass to work with. A lot of time you're gonna spend years to build somebody and then they betray you. Or then they pretend as if they made it alone. Or then they stop following the vision because now they're famous. They're famous because they were listening to you. And then they screw the business because they don't listen anymore. And now you have the possibility to continue working with people. I'm actually working with 5 or 4 new artists that I'm mentoring, including some in Serbia, some in Asia, some in Portugal, some in London. And at the same time, as a creator, I can try stuff. And yeah, that song that you were listening in Japanese, it played in the club yesterday. And you know what the people did in the club? They just danced. They were not asking them, hey, this voice is strange. No, they were just dancing. And the DJ told me, yo, that song is amazing. Like, where did you find somebody that sings in Japanese? I was like, bro, don't ask questions. There it is. Wait, I have the video. There it is. See, and the only difference between me and Timbaland is I don't need to do announcements about this. I'm just gonna continue doing what I do and at the same time also play there so that when this becomes something that is normal, I'm already there. The same thing I did with digital. Back when we were putting music online, a lot of people were saying, no, that's not how you listen to music. No, people will never listen to music of low quality. People have to listen to music in a CD because CD has the better quality and and you can hear the MP3, you can hear the sound is compressed, you can hear and me, I was telling them, hey, listen, the compressed sound, the people like us who were born listening to vinyls and CDs, we will hear it. The people of the generation after us, like my son, but also my little brother, who never bought a CD in his life. Everything he ever listened to was downloaded pirate. For them, this sound will be the sound. And when the internet will go faster, the sound, they will compress less and the sound will be better, or they will invent a better compression like FLAC, Ogg Vorbis, so that the sound sounds amazing. And people don't realize that. I mean, listen, I've been using AI for years now. I'm just using whenever I need to help with lyrics sometimes not, to help with some things and sometimes not. It's not being intelligent in my place. I'm intelligent. But sometimes when I need some information or when I need to turn a language into something that works for talking to a lawyer or talking to Facebook or talking to XYZ, this is a great assistant. Or sometimes I wrote a song, but I'm not sure about something, or I'm tired. I don't want to write the second verse. I'm going to use AI to give me some ideas, and then I'm going to pick what I need, or I'm going to just use what is whatever. It just depends. And I just don't talk about it because I'm not here to talk to you about how I make the food. You're here to eat the food. When I go to the restaurant, I don't go behind to know, is it really a chicken or is it a cat? All I know, it's good. And all these people who come here and pretend on their high horse that this is not the way it has to be done, all these people are just people who don't want their elite status taken from there. You're a singer, you're different because you're the only one who can sing and it sounds great. And then auto-tune arrives, all of a sudden, there's 1,000 people who can compete with you and you're pissed about that. You a beat maker? Yeah, back in the days, we had to go find samples, have enough money to have a sampler, etc., etc. So only the people who had money to buy the material could make beats. And then computer, technology, splice, now anybody can be a beat maker. So no, you cannot sell your beats for X amount unless you really can do something special when everybody has the tools. And a lot of beat makers, they were pissed. You're a rapper, same thing. And now you're an artist, you're a painter, you're a graphist. Do you know that it's been 2 years that every single cover art on my label is AI? Have you? Let me go to Kaysha.com. All right. Let's look at all the cover art from all the albums that I have released in the last. All right. AI. AC Jordan. We didn't have photos, so I did a fake AC Jordan, new single. AI, 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 AI. It's not this one. This actually was done by Bodhisattva, but AI, etc., etc., etc. Why? Because we used to pay artists around, I would say, 300 for every cover. And it costs a lot of money. If you release a song every week, like me, it means that you release 50 songs a year. That's 50 times 300. So you need to do a lot of streams just to pay for the cover. Well, if you have a tool that can help you create those things, well, you'll just use them. And let me talk to you a little bit about, I'm going to answer to something that Damu just said quickly, but I'm going to reiterate something that the listeners seems to not understand. I don't want to hear no listeners of music, right? Come to me and pretend to me that they made us, the creators. You might make somebody famous, because fame is a question of when you get the respect or the admiration from so many people that you get notorious and you become a public figure that is respected around the world or around your city or around your street, whatever. But because you make somebody famous because you like their music, doesn't mean that you own their voice, their political views, and what they're gonna do with their money. When you drink Coca-Cola, you cannot go tell Coca-Cola, hey, I don't want Nazi to drink Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola they just sell their drinks to everybody. And nobody asked them, etc. All you need is to stay in good health after drinking one bottle. It's the same for artists. I've seen a lot of people tell to Timbaland that, oh, after we gave you your lifestyle, this is how you do it. This is how you... Listen, I'm going to say it again. This is the transaction. I do a song, an album, a CD, and you like the product. You like the product, you buy the product, now the product is yours. You can listen to it, you can put it in the trash, whatever. Our transaction is over. It's not because you like somebody's music that you have to force him to think the same way that you do, or to force him to work with whatever new artist that you believe deserves to work with Timbaland. Timbaland can work with who he wants with his studio. If you don't like what Tata is gonna sound like, the AI artist of Timbaland, don't listen to it. But trust me, give it 1 or 2 years, AI vocals will not have a difference with people's vocals. It will sound the same. They will make it that it sounds perfect and sound imperfect at the same time, because it's just a question of the more they do, the more they learn, the more versions. There's gonna be a point where you will not gonna be able to know if you're listening to AI music or not, or vocals or not, because that's just where we are going. Same thing as back 5 years ago. DJs were telling me, oh, if you use auto sync, you're not a real DJ. The same thing people were telling 10 years ago. If you use auto tune, you're not a real singer. Well, my song One Love that came out 20 years ago, that I sing in full auto tune, is still playing today and is still one of the most loved kizomba zouk of the world. Something going on. Full of auto tune is the biggest kizomba and zouk and compa song that ever existed in terms of streams. People who listen to music don't care about all these things you guys put in the comments. The people who listen to music, they just listen to music. They wanna feel something. They wanna love. If they are in love, that's all they're interested in. If they're sad, they need the right song. If they have a song that speaks to them, it will speak to them. Oh, but what about the soul? What are you talking about? All these are concepts that you guys invented to pretend. When the music is good, it's gonna be good. If somebody writes nice lyrics and do the right combination of XYZ to sound good, as long as it sounds good, it is what it is. And yes, back in the days, the competition was only, I don't know, there was 10,000 artists in the world. Then with technology, it was 1 million. And now it's gonna be unlimited people because AI. And give it another 2 years, 1-2 years, they're gonna sneak a new artist. They're gonna sneak a song that will play on radios and in all the playlists. And this song will be an amazing hit. And nobody will tell you until you really love the artist that, oh, by the way, it's AI. And everybody's gonna be like, what? Oh, it's too late, I like it. And again, my daughter is about to be 8 years old. She will not care about all the things that you guys care, because for her, it's gonna be normal, the same way screens that you can tap on and swipe on, it's something that she never knew it didn't exist one day. I remember when telephone had to be inside of the house. You didn't have a phone in your pocket that could contact the whole world. It's been only, I don't know, 10 years that I can speak to my parents in Congo whenever I want because of WhatsApp. You guys don't have an idea. 15 years ago, it cost so much money to speak to our parents in Africa. Today, you guys believe it's normal. Everybody talks to each other. Everybody see each other on Instagram. I come from a world where all these didn't exist. Social media, internet, etc. When I was 18, when you wanted to talk to a girl, you could not just go like her photos. You had to just go and talk to her. And then she had to go home, and then you have to call at home, and her mom would reply. You had to be polite, and you cannot call after 8. And yeah, when you want to see each other, first of all, you cannot talk more than 10 minutes because the mom was with yo, what's going on? And it costs money too. And then you would give her a rendezvous in Saturday at 2 p.m. And if she doesn't come, you don't know. Maybe she died. You don't know. Now she can send you a text. I'm running late. There's a problem with the train, or I'll be 30 minutes late. So you know. Or people can send you their live location now. So every time technology advances, the new businesses arrived. Yeah, new and abuse. I know. New technologies arrive, and it changes the game all the time. And it is what it is. Like, and will people lose their job? Yes. Will new job will created? Yes. Is there gonna be pain? Yes. Listen, you guys don't know how the internet destroyed our businesses in the music industry. We used to sell. I remember when I would take an artist and decide that I would do an album. Let's say Elisio, for example. So nobody knew Elisio. We start doing the promo. We start saying it's the new Sushi War artist. People get excited, blah, 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 blah. We release Melodia. Everybody loved the song. It plays on the radio. We take him to the West Indies on tour. We sell 10,000 albums. 10,000 albums. This is 100,000 euros in our pockets. 100,000. 10 euro per album. So everything we invested, because we sent him to Cape Verde so he could shoot some videos, do some tour there. We send him to the West Indies with us, do some tour, present him to the people in the West Indies. Then we went to here, then we went to France, etc. He started opening all my shows, etc. Studio, etc. It cost around, let's say, 15,000 euros to create the whole the brand Elisio plus the music. So once we sold the 10,000 albums, we had a benefit of 85,000. These 85,000 we could put in the next project, Taina, ABG, etc., etc. And we had the money from selling 30,000 of albums of 35,000 of Sumia. That's 350 plus 30,000 of Kaysha, my third album. So we had 700 euros of budget, right? Then the internet arrived. And now all the fans can download the music. And instead of selling 10,000, now you only sell 2,000. You don't think it destroyed the business? Section Zouk got destroyed like this. A lot of labels got destroyed like this. You know who didn't get destroyed? Me. You know why? Because I put all the music on YouTube when everybody was telling me, hey, we cannot sell DVDs if the music was on YouTube. And I was like, hey, listen, when everybody in Africa has YouTube with fast internet, that's when I'm gonna make money. and I said this in 2005, my YouTube channel is going to be 20 years old. And the first video, one of the first video I uploaded was One Love, on the Qua, etc., all my videos, because they were from 2003. So I uploaded everything on YouTube. And back then, nobody had YouTube channels. George's first video is on my YouTube channel because he didn't have a YouTube channel with subscribers. So they use my channels. A lot of videos, Les DS, all these videos are on my channel because back in the days, I was the only guy with a YouTube channel. And people needed to use my channel to promote their music. This is why today my channel pays more than shows, because I was there before everybody. So instead of crying, do like me, be there before everybody. Do you know how many AI artists I'm developing right now? 6. 3 that will sing in Portuguese from Brazil, 1 Japanese, 1 that will sing in French and Congolese, Lingala, sorry, and maybe Swahili as well. I will see, I will use her for some specific things. And I have one guy too, that will be a funk MC. And it's gonna be fun. And if it generates money, cool. If it doesn't, it's still fun to be there first and to use that and see how we can, the application, how we can do. Damu is saying one thing. The only thing AI artists will lose when it comes to live concert. All right, listen, let me reply to this the same way I replied to my agent, Bruno Beleza. In the beginning of this conversation, I told you that back in the days, I was reading about MP3s, this new invention and fast internet, and I said to myself, oh shit, CDs are dead. I have to be on the internet, right? Now, if we can have AI artists and we can animate them, not live yet, but it's coming, right? And did you see this new invention from, it's not a new invention, but it's, now they're coming back with it. It's called Google AX. How do you call this? Google AR. What's the name of those glasses? What's the name of this? It's called, let me see. Android XR. All right. Android XR is the new virtual reality from an AI operating system that will be for glasses and headsets. So you're going to be able to be at home and you're going to be able to see a lot of things. For example, you're in the streets and people will talk to you, and maybe you're going to be able to see, I don't know what it is. And you're going to be able to have translation live because of the AI from Google, which is Gemini. And you're going to be able maybe to see, you're going to be able to have live GPS as you are in the streets and you're trying to go somewhere, and he's going to tell you things. He's going to tell you that you need to turn right now from where you are, and you will just turn right, and then it will be like all these things, right? So let's go to my brains a little bit and explain to you how I think. So if we have a pair of glasses and inside I can see virtual reality in my head, in my glasses, right? So let's say that instead of going to the show, you book for a virtual show that you can watch from home. All you have to do is get your glasses, and when the show begins, instead of having 1,000 people in your show, maybe you can have 1,000,000 people in your show, because you have a bunch of people that have VR glasses and they can be immersed inside of your show. And depending on of the type of tickets that they bought or their subscription, they might be further or near the stage, or even behind the DJ or the whatever. And now you have this AI artist that doesn't exist, but now you have a new job that exists, which is being a AI avatar somewhere in a special place. There's gonna be a studio when there's a fake stage where there's somebody that is a real singer, and they have a special thing with captors, and whatever movement they do, the AI version of the singer will do the same thing in a virtual stage that you can see only with your glasses. So you in the show, and now in the studio somewhere, the AI artist is just performing, or even maybe they're performing in a real place with a real crowd of the people who paid the most ticket to see them. But then in VR, these people are singing for all the people who are viewing in VR. And now between two songs, let's say you paid $50 to get a shout out, and they say, and when the performer says, "Hey, my name is Luana Ray, I'm so happy to be here," and "Oh, hello Dahlia, I'm so happy that you're here," Dahlia will hear it. It goes in the microphone, and it gets turned into the voice of that AI. And Dahlia will hear it in French. She will hear it. "Hey, moi je suis Luana Ray. Oh, je suis trop contente Dahlia que tu sois là." And then the people in Portugal will hear, "Oi, meu nome é Luana Ray. Tô tão feliz, Dahlia, estás aqui." And the Japanese people will hear, "Watashi wa Luana Ray desu," etc., etc., etc. That's how they're gonna handle the show situation. And we're gonna be able to use it because maybe when we do a show, we will have either a pre-recorded show that everybody can see and be around you during the show, or you're gonna have live shows like this. The most important there will be the internet connection, the control of the VR, AR, the control of the avatars, etc., etc. We're far from there, but if you are like me and you look into the future, in 10 years, it's gonna be a normal thing. Because now look, you have 20 brands that are creating AR, VR glasses. So you're gonna be able to just be like this, and you're watching the show from home, from your sofa. It's gonna happen because it already happens in the crypto world, in virtual reality. It's just that right now it looks bad because it's new, and it costs a lot of money, and it costs a lot of computing power. But it's just like the MP3. One day, the internet will be so fast, when we'll be at 10G, 12G, and we will be able to stream anything. You're gonna have live streams with AI avatars. This is something that, listen, I did a test of an AI artist that I'm doing. It is far from perfect. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's far from perfect, but I was testing video just to see like where we are and can I use it? Can I create a video of the artist or whatever, or it's too early? All right, so this is gonna be a guide that I'm gonna launch. It doesn't exist again. It's a mix of Nichols and AC Jordan. So this guy doesn't exist. All right, cool. Now, I already have a song that I'm going to release in 2-3 weeks. Oh no, next week, actually, Friday. I have a song coming out. I'll be in Africa, but it's coming out Friday. And I was asking myself, okay, let me try to animate the guy. And I was like, yo, it's not there yet, but look at this. What? Yo, I was like, okay, here we go. How do I leave this place? So I'm trying to go back to me and remove. Cool. So the thing is this: the way I look at things is I look at where we are and what is possible and what can be done. I don't look at it from an emotional standpoint. It's useless to look at it as an emotions. All you're gonna do is be in the comments and you're gonna look while money is being made. What you gotta ask yourself is, hey, I always wanted to see those lyrics that I wrote. How would they sound? Try it, play with it and see. Because there's already millions of people who are playing with it, getting used to it, and are gonna turn it into a business. And all sorts of business. Listen, people are already having conversations with ChatGPT. People who are lonely and have nobody to talk to, they're having conversations with ChatGPT because ChatGPT is always replying, is patient, is XYZ. And yeah, just as a conversational tool, if you have an AI that you have somebody who's not there with us anymore, and you have somebody that can more or less understand the way those people were talking, or maybe just ingurgitate all the WhatsApp messages that person ever sent, and you can create a conversational model of who that person was based on everything that person said. All of a sudden you can start having conversation with a virtual avatar, somebody who's not there anymore, your mom, your dad, your friend, XYZ, and you might know that it's fake, but you still can have the conversation with the person. And yeah, I just had a problem with a person that I work with, and they lied about something, and they sent me lawyers to try to get me in the business. And I have lawyers that I could have called, but actually I said, let me see if I can do it myself. And every time the lawyer was sending me an email with all the lawyer threat, etc., I was taking the email and I was putting it in ChatGPT, and I was asking ChatGPT, okay, what do you think? First of all, what are they saying here? And ChatGPT was explaining to me that at all the points, and then I was saying, okay, I own this, I made this, so what are my options? ChatGPT was giving me my options, and I know the business, but it was also giving me angles. And then I said, okay, reply this, but like a lawyer. It would write the answer. I will click copy, pass, send the email. And at a point, the lawyer just abandoned. They would told me, okay, let's do like this, because they realized that, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about, and the way he's speaking, yeah, listen, it's better to find a common ground with it. So a use of AI that was amazing to me. And for a lot of things, I've been seeing some articles today when they were saying that some people now are falling in love with ChatGPT. I was like, yo, listen, when you wanna talk to ChatGPT, listen, it's always like business or about helping me out with things, or when I post something with my AI avatars, for example, like to Kaya Ozawa that I just did. You should follow. Please follow her on Instagram. Let me put the look for her on Instagram. Sukaya Ozawa. Go ahead. I put the name on the. I'll put the name in the chat. Go and give a follow for my AI avatar. One of them, because I'm gonna actually have another 6-7 Instagram that nobody knows yet they exist, but they're there. And sometimes when I want to post something on Instagram, I might go to ChatGPT and post the photo and yo, give me a caption, because sometimes you're not inspired, and you can create something where this AI that always remember all your conversations can help you out, post stuff that looks like you based on everything you posted before. And that's a great assistant. Or if you're lazy, you can do all the work for you. But this is the thing. Back in the days, you had, the level was here, and anybody who was able to do like this, like we say in France, au royaume des aveugles, les borgnes sont rois. In the world of blind people, if you have one eye that sees, you the king, right? So anybody that was like this was on top of everybody. Then technology made that the level came here. So everybody that found a way to be here was king. And this is exactly what happens. In the world where all the songs are being able to be written with ChatGPT or whatever, all the music is able to be sang by XYZ, images are being able to be done by Midjourney, etc. And videos are able to be made with V. The level of creation is just going to go here, and it's just going to be the thing that everybody is able to do. And then some people will find a way to do this. And these people are going to be the next kings. And I plan to always be here. When everybody saw the internet and everybody got scared, I created Kaysha.com, 1996. And then boom. When somebody created Twitter, my first tweet was in 2007. When somebody created the bourbon, I was there. And then they changed the name to Instagram, I was there. When everybody was on MySpace, I was on Facebook. When everybody was on Facebook, I was on Instagram. When everybody was on Instagram, I was on TikTok. And either you learn to play the game and use the tools, or you stay in the back of the train and you complain. Up to you.